Okay. Hi guys. It's been a while since I've made a video for YouTube, so I figured that I would just go ahead, pop on. I mentioned to someone the other day on Instagram that I might be making one, so hopefully I'll be able to share this over there and let everybody know what kind of system I'm working with right now. So amazingly, I have been in this A6 for the entire year. It's May 24th, so that's kind of like a record for me, I think. Last year I did stay in the Aura Estelle B6, and that was for the entire year. So that was like the first year in probably 3 or 4 years that I stayed in one planner, and then I switched to a smaller size because it was more portable, and this has been working really well. I was worried that I wouldn't have enough white space on my weekly layouts, but actually kind of keeping things tight and cozy, I guess you would say, has worked well, and I don't feel like I need to fill in that space because it's already occupied with stuff I actually want to keep track of, and my to-do list and things like that, but you'll see that once we get into it. So I am still in a Moterm. This is a caramel A6 Moterm Veg Tan cover. I don't know if you guys can see how dirty this thing is. I am not super protective of this cover. It's at a great price point for a leather cover, so I don't worry about it too much. I do occasionally, like, I'll wipe it off or something, but I haven't done that for a while, and I don't know if it shows up on camera well, but it's dirty. I need to do it again. I actually do have some leather, like, cleaner wipes that I use. It's the same ones I use for my car. So, I mean, they seem to work okay. So we'll get into it. Hopefully this is coming up on camera okay. So I am in an A6 horizontal sterling ink common planner this year. It's probably my favorite planner that I've been in for quite some time. I like, the only thing that I would change about this now is if I had ordered a B6 Slim instead. And that's just because a little more space would be nice, but it's not like needed. So I did order a B6 Slim because Sterling Ink is having the Memorial Day sale right now. So I went with the compact version just to see kind of if it works or if I'm gonna stay in A6 next year. So we'll see. I stuck a bunch of stuff in here. I have stamps. I have some photos that I'm gonna stick in here at some point. This is a friend that passed away, me, and then a quote. I have some business cards of stuff that I'm doing. So there's nothing really special in here, just stuff I might need later. This I got at Hobby Lobby. My daughter's mascot for her school is the Chargers, so it's a lightning bolt. I really thought it was cute. So on the inside here I just have some stickers. Kansas, where I live. This is a friend for that friend, or a sticker for that friend that passed away. Chiefs, some Taylor stickers, and then this is my job where I work. So these are just some decluttering I want to do. This is my vision board for some of my goals and intentions for the year. Some more goals and intentions, and then my word of the year. This little page I cut down from a different planner and taped in there. So the goals page I did not fill out because I am using the the quarterly pages for my goals instead. So this is just some tracking that I do. These are the quarterly pages with more tracking that more directly relate to the specific goals that I have. Mostly it's like low spend, the number of hours of sleep I have. I'm trying to gain weight, so I like kind of keep track of my calories. And then there's a bunch of monthlies back here from January to April, and then here's May. I actually started crossing days off. Obviously I haven't done it for a few days, but it just kind of gives me a better visual of like we're this far into the month. I've never done that before, but like May's a little overwhelming with school getting out and work projects and softball starting and so many other things, so it helps to cross the days off. I've been keeping my monthlies pretty simple. I put in like scheduled things. Sometimes I'll put them in pencil, but otherwise I just write them down. I don't do a lot of stickers in the monthly. I highlight when things need it, like my daughter's ball games. So nothing real special there. I paper clipped some of the weeklies that are already passed because I just don't need to look through a bunch of pages if I don't have to. So these are some of my weeklies. I have kept the same format for the entire year, so it's really, really working well. So on this side, I do things that need done that day or timed events. So these were things that needed done that day. On that Tuesday was my friend's funeral, so that was a timed event. Light duty 1 to 4, that was a volunteering event that we did for work. And then like here, like Miss Wheelchair Kansas, I put that on the side because it was an event that happened all weekend that weekend. I highlight some of those things in different colors to make them stand out. Over on the other side, the lighting in here is real crappy today, so sorry. I have a list of to-dos. Like I'm involved in a lot of different things besides like my home stuff, my work stuff. I'm also on a few different boards. So this is just a mixture of everything that I need to get done for all of those things. I don't separate them out because otherwise I just feel like I'm not going to get them done. Like I could put different categories in here of like, okay, I need to get this done for home, for work, for the fire department, board of directors, which I'm like really busy with right now because we just built a fire station and we're trying to sell the old fire station and there's lots of calls to be made and all of those things. But I just don't feel like I need to do that. I like one list of just a brain dump of all the things I need to do. Over here is a tracker, some of the medications I take. If I do a 15-minute tidy that day, which typically I do, there was a couple days here I didn't. I probably did a full like clean that day. Sometimes when I get stressed I clean and it's more than 15 minutes, so I don't check the 15-minute that day because I know that I'm doing more. Sleep, and then some social media stuff. I track my liquid intake. I would say water intake, but I put everything on here. So W is for water, P is for Dr. Pepper or pop. We say pop here in Kansas. C for coffee, and then if there's a tea, it's usually like a chai latte or a chai tea. Because sometimes that goes back to how I feel the next day, which I'll show you in a little bit how I keep track of that. But like Tuesday and Wednesday, I barely drank any water. And then on Thursday, I drank a lot of pop. I should not be doing that. So it's just good to kind of get me back in the habit of like, hey, you need to watch what you're doing or what you're drinking, how you're feeling. And then I have meals. So that's pretty much how I keep this every week. Sometimes I'll put my meals on a sticky note. Sometimes I'll have a little sticky note here of like some shopping I need to do, things like that. But basically it's the same kind of format every week. Sometimes I'll put like a brain dump on a sticky note and then like kind of correlate that with my to-do list, but it just depends on what's going on that week and how stressed out I am. So I don't know if everybody else is like that, but like sometimes when I'm like really stressed out, I feel like I need to write it all down again and put it on a sticky note. I don't know why that is. My brain is just weird maybe. Sometimes I'll give myself a little reminder, like trying to no spend, or like I had to get the taxes done this week. Sometimes I'll throw in a sticker too. Typically my stickers are from Planner Kate. They're super cute, functional. Sometimes I'll have a little pop of color. These washies are from Amazon, I think. I can't remember exactly, but and as you can notice, I go through, I'll change the color of my highlighter occasionally. Sometimes I'll match it to the tape that I use, but sometimes I don't. Lately I've been using a lot of pink. It definitely stands out better than this grayish color that I used. I like to see when I have things done, so a color is actually better for me than this grayish color. My husband and I went to Florida for a few days with my job. I love my job. I don't know if I've ever said that on here before. I love my job. I work for a great company, and if we hit the yearly goal, we call it a beach goal, they send us and our spouse on a little mini vacation to somewhere sunny and warm, so I can definitely not complain. Also, Fort Lauderdale is very beautiful. I've never been there before, and to see some of the things that are there, and like the amount of money that people spend on yachts and the maintenance on yachts is crazy to me, but if I had that money, I'd do it too. So yeah, sometimes I'll kind of call out what is going on the page to section it off. There was a lot that went on this week. Some of these things didn't get done, so I just moved them to the next week, which this is the current week. My daughter started softball, so since I knew it was going to be a busy week, I called those games out with little softball stickers that I got. I'll probably have to do that for the next couple of weeks, just because like May and June are just crazy around here, and I'm always like looking for a light at the end of the tunnel. So this will be next week, and then kind of so on. Sometimes I'll put a sticker in there if I know I'm gonna need a little bit of color and happiness, I guess. I mean, I know that most of the people that are watching this video probably get that, so. Okay, we'll go through. I don't plan out a lot ahead of time unless I need to, and if it's something that I'm not sure is gonna like definitely happen, I'll put it on a sticky note and stick it on that week, but otherwise I'll just wait. Okay, then I have a bill section. I'm not gonna flip to it. Let's see. So basically what I do is I will just list the bills, whether it's going to be in the first half of the month or the second half of the month. And then like the amount, what I typically think it is, or if I know it's going to be a certain amount, like you get your phone bill emailed to you, like you know the amount. So I just put that down, and then once it actually comes out of the bank account, I will highlight it. So I do that every month. So I do that on one side, and then on the other side, I'll typically put any of the other purchases that I've made. So let's say, well, I just made a purchase from Sterling Ink. So I will write that down, Sterling Ink, and the amount. And then typically I don't highlight those just because I know it's going to come out, and it's not like a a purchase or a bill that I'm waiting to come out. It's going to come out right, the day of or the day after I make that purchase. I have a credit card section where we keep track of like our recurring purchases on credit cards and then the payments that we make on those. I have here a password section. I know it's not recommended to keep your passwords in your planner, but I seriously take this thing everywhere with me. I've never lost it. I'm gonna knock on wood. I've never lost it. I've never misplaced it. I don't worry about anybody getting into this because the only place that it usually comes out is home or work, or if I'm like at a coffee shop or something. But I'm not gonna leave my planner at a coffee shop. Like, it's kind of one of those things like when people say like keys, phone, planner. That's what I have with me when I leave. I have my keys, my phone, my planner in its bag, my purse. So it's not something that I would have a chance of leaving anywhere. So I do keep my passwords in here because I have so many that I would lose my mind if I tried to remember them all. Okay, then I was telling you about the health section. So I keep track of all that water, pop, tea, coffee type of stuff on my weeklies. Then I have a health tracker. I'm not gonna like show all of this, but I just write down a list. So June, when it starts, this May is actually gonna bleed into this page, but June 1st, woke up feeling blah, blah, blah. And then I kind of keep a track of how I felt that day, if anything happened. Like, most of you know I'm paralyzed. Most of you can tell by my hands. Like, I'm a quadriplegic. I was in a car accident when I was 17, and it paralyzed me and affected my arms and hands. So there are a lot of things that I keep track of just to, if I were to go to the doctor, if I didn't feel good for a while, like, I can go back in this and say, yes, this day I felt like crap, this day I felt like crap, this day I felt halfway okay. There are a lot of things that happen when you're paralyzed that you wouldn't normally think to keep track of. And after doing this for 22 years, I've kind of learned what some of my triggers are for pain, for things like that. So I'm one of those people that keep track of every little thing. This is my 101 in 1001 list. So I don't know if you've ever heard of this. I've done this twice before, and this is my third one. So I started this list on January 3rd of 2024. The end of it is September 30th of 2026. So there is 1,001 days in between there. And this list is 101 things that I want to do before then. I haven't counted these up lately. I probably actually need to go through and make sure that I don't need to cross any more off. But I would say I'm maybe about halfway through the list, and I have about a year and a half to go. So I think we'll get there. We'll be pretty close. It's not like super complicated things or expensive things or like time sensitive. It's just like fly a kite, organize our filing cabinet, get permanent jewelry. Like that one, I have the gift card my husband got me. I just need to go do it. Mad Libs with Reagan. Like, she's done that with her friends. She loves Mad Libs, so I just want to get a book for me and her. Watch 25 movies. I'm not a big TV movie watcher all the time. Like, I'll have it as background noise, but I don't sit and watch movies because I'm one of those weirdos that has to be like productive at every minute of every day, and I don't know how to relax. So that's not really something I do a lot. Host a giveaway. Dinner theater. Like, we have plans to do that with Greg's mom. So these are just things that like you can cross off a list of things that you want to do. Sister day with Darcy. So like hang out with my sister for a day. Go do something fun. Things like that. And if anybody wants to see this, just let me know. Like, I also keep this list on my Notion. So I actually have a digital version too, because sometimes I forget about it and then I'm like, oh, like I could be making plans to do these things, but I just forget. This sticky note is locations that I could do photo shoots at near Kansas City. Like, I always get clients from there and then I forget where we could go, or like where the last place was that we went. So then my book section. So these are books to read. I kind of keep a list of some that I see like recommended a lot, so I write those down. Sometimes I'll take a screenshot on my phone. These are books that I have read. I print out 4 on a page with, let me see, with my Canon Ivy. That thing's dirty, wow. So one of the little sticker pages will fit 4 books. So usually after every 4th book, I'll go ahead, I'll grab the book covers from Goodreads, because I've figured out that the sizing on those usually works best with the 4 collage on the sticker sheet, and then I will print those out. One thing I plan on doing next year is leaving more space, and after every book I read, I may leave like a placeholder for the sticker, but then I'm gonna write a little synopsis of what the book was about and give it a rating, because I saw that actually on Sleepy Danny's Instagram, and the reason why I'm gonna do that is because I don't know if it's mom brain, like my kid's 11 years old, so it should not be mom brain at this point, but I forget what the books are about. Like, this book right here, Allie Hazelwood, Not in Love. I could not tell you what the plot of that book was. Like, I couldn't tell you. Not Bad for a Girl, couldn't tell you. Onyx Storm, I know that one because it's very outside some of the other books that I read, and like Do Not Let Her Stay, or Don't Let Her Stay. I know that one because we read that for book club, so we had like a lot of discussion around that one. But like Part of Your World, could not tell you. Just for the Summer, could not tell you. And I hate that because I know they were good books. Like The Women, we read that one for book club too, but I read it right when we announced that that was going to be the one that we read, and we have not had that meeting yet to discuss it. So I'm gonna have to go back and like skim it again because I don't remember. It's so bad. So yes, next year I am gonna leave space so that I can like write down what the book's about, and maybe like what some of my favorite parts were, like memorable things like that. So right here you can see when I'm reading them or when I'm done reading them, I'll just scribble down the title. That way when I print it, I can just put that sticker right over my writing. So I have 3. So on the next one, I can go ahead and print those. I left some extra pages because I wasn't sure how many books I was going to read this year. Right now I'm at 27, 28, and it's May 24th, so not bad. These are some of the gifts that I have ideas for people, mostly my kid, my husband, my nieces, my mom, Greg's mom, you know, kind of the big staples in our lives. Wish list, that's my stuff. Like, there's stuff that I want, and then there's stuff that I like write down that I'm like, well, if I had like a reason to tell someone a gift for me, this is something I would want. Otherwise, these are not things that I would like buy for myself. So like the permanent bracelet, my husband got me a gift card for that, so I can actually check that off. Stanley bottle, like we got one for my daughter for Christmas, and it's got like the handle. I have a Stanley cup, but a Stanley bottle would just be convenient. Not something I'm gonna buy for myself because we probably don't need another cup in this house, but you know, like if someone needed to get me something that would be functional. This was just a timeline of like an ideal day. I have no idea why I wrote that down because an ideal day really doesn't exist around here. Nothing ever stays the same. So these were Easter gifts. This is another tracker that I use. So things like oil change, clean under the fridge. Like we have a German Shepherd and she sheds a lot, and if we don't clean under the trap thing under the fridge, it overheats our fridge, and it's ridiculous. Like I never thought of things like that when we got this dog. Now I will never not think of things like that about any other dog because, oh my gosh. I need to update some of these because we've definitely done some of these since then. These are ideas for videos that I had. Then I kind of went into some social media stuff for our businesses. One of my goals is to have 100 hours outside this summer. Originally it was 150 hours, but I was thinking maybe that was a little ambitious. So these are 30 minutes. Every check is a 30-minute time frame. So we're looking pretty good. April, we had 18 hours. March was 4. February was 2. Just obviously because it's cold. I haven't even looked, I haven't counted up May yet because it's not the end of May. I know that we'll have significantly more from now till the end of May and June just because of softball practices, photo shoots that I'm going to be on, just time spent outside doing things, gardening, cleaning up our front porch, things like that. So I think that 100 is definitely attainable. We'll see about 150. Then this is my word of the year. These are my kind of, oh my gosh, my roles. And I got that idea from, oh my gosh, Leah over at the Paper Elk. She did this a few years ago, like the roles versus goals. And I did that. And I still kind of do that. I just meld it together with my goals. So mother, wife, friend, and things I want to do for myself. And so just kind of small things you can do. These are my goals for work. I don't know when I wrote these, but it's work changes all the time, so some of these are a little bit different, but I am plugging away on that one. So then this is some more social media stuff for business stuff, kind of planning out my posts and kind of themed days. Let's see what's back here. All more social media. Oh, this was a Florida packing list. And then back here I have just kind of random pages for writing. This is a 2026 planner plans page that I have just put some sticky notes down of things I want in my planner for next year. I have already decided that I'm going to get the B6 Slim of this planner if I like it better than the A6 size. Otherwise, I will be in an A6 size again because I've always been a big B6 girl. Like it just felt good. Like the B6 size is semi-portable, like way more than an A5, and it gave me enough room. But now that I'm in A6, like I said earlier, like totally doable. Spring bucket list. I think that's it. Yeah, so this is the last thing that I have written in here, so you guys can see this if you want. We're gonna do sidewalk chalk at the lake. Our lake is very small. We live in a small community, and they have a sidewalk all around the lake, like a walking trail. So we're gonna go decorate that. A solo day trip for me. I am gonna take a day off. I'm not gonna tell anyone besides my boss, who has to approve my PTO, that I'm taking the day off. I'm gonna just go do whatever I want. Probably get coffee and sit in silence somewhere. Like, just a day for me, because like when I get overwhelmed, like to the point where I just like want to shut down, not do anything, not talk to anyone. Like, most of you can probably sympathize with me. So I'm just gonna make a point to do that. And it's technically, I guess, getting to summertime, so I should probably get on some of these, but me and Reagan are gonna make cake pops, hummingbird feeders. I already have those up, and probably need to refill the one because our hummingbirds are definitely around, especially in the mornings. I love watching them. Like, I'm gonna be 40 this year, and it's one of my most favorite things is to see the hummingbirds. I love it. I feel like I'm at that age where I can appreciate that now. Clean the front porch. Like, we have some vines and stuff that have gotten on the railing, and I don't like the way it looks when they kind of die. They just look gross. So I'm gonna clean that off. And then our dog kennel that we have on the little mudroom as you walk into our house, I am gonna measure that and get a piece of wood to go on top and stain it so that it's more like kind of a entry table instead of just a wire dog kennel. So I am gonna get that done. Hopefully I'm gonna measure it today, actually. And then I'm gonna go get the wood myself and stain it, and then make my husband like attach it somehow, or I don't know. We're gonna get it done. So yeah, I am using a Pilot Easy Touch. I can't tell if this is Easy Touch retractable pen in medium. I love it. I love retractable pens just because they're easy. Then, like, I don't have to worry about losing a cap. Still using my mild liners. I've kind of gone for muted colors this year, so grays, pinks. I have a light green, and then I have this color, kind of a khaki color. Last year I used a lot of bright colors, and this year I just wanted it to be very muted and kind of more functional rather than too bright and crazy, because I feel like sometimes that takes away from my brain power when there's too many things going on a page. So I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, go ahead, pop them in the comments. This is probably really long, and if you have lasted this long, thank you. Otherwise, go ahead, check out my Instagram. I'm gaining some followers on there, but I've also been posting a little bit more, so that's probably why. My handle over there is Carrie in Kansas Plans, all one word. I hope you guys are having a good end of spring, early summer, and have a good day. Bye.